0 to 1 Nutrition and its importance in children. Importance of nutrition in infancy. Nutrition is one of the important factors that are effective in growth, development, protection, and improvement of health in every period of human life. From the moment of birth, every person needs nutrients consisting of protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water according to their age and development. The infancy period, which is considered to be between 0 to 12 months, is also called the infancy period. The period of infancy, which is one of the most rapid periods of growth and development that begins with birth, is of critical importance in terms of nutrition and the healthy start to life. Infancy is the period in which brain development is the fastest after pregnancy. In this period, when new cells and tissues are rapidly formed and organs develop and grow, the need of nutrients also increases. Adequate and balanced nutrition in infants is the most important determinant of their health, growth, and development. Recent studies on human growth and development show that nutrition has very important effects on the physical, sensory, and cognitive development of the child. The best way to let you know that the baby is adequately fed and healthy is to monitor the baby's growth and development. The indicator that the baby is well fed can be learned by comparing the growth and development charts in accordance with the standards of that country. Accurate measurement is important in monitoring growth and development. It is necessary to measure the baby's weight and height at regular intervals from the first months, and the measurements should be recorded. A baby with normal development in the mother's womb weighs approximately 2.5 to 4 kilograms and is 48 to 52 centimeters tall when born. Head circumference is around 34 to 35 centimeters. Knowing these developmental characteristics of the baby is also important in terms of meeting the nutritional and sleep needs as necessary. Many factors, such as supporting healthy brain obesity in infants and young children, protecting babies against infections, reducing the risk of obesity and diseases, and protecting breastfeed mothers against uterine and breast cancer, are among the benefits of breastfeeding children for children and mothers. The healthy growth and development of the baby can be achieved by a successful feeding based on mutual interest between the mother and the baby. In addition, breastfeeding supports the mother-infant relationship and increases mother-infant interaction, which is important for the baby's social, emotional, and cognitive development. Children who are malnourished and unbalanced have mental deficiencies, growth retardation, and various diseases. A baby who cannot eat well will also be restless, unhappy, and cranky. Healthy fed babies, on the other hand, are lively, active, and cheerful. Their height and weight are normal and their appearance is healthy. The healthy birth and upbringing of babies is important for human and public health. It is necessary to raise awareness of mothers about milk production during the pregnancy and lactation, and adequate and balanced nutrition and protection of their health due to the increase of their need for nutrients. Types of nutrition in infancy. Natural nutrition. Breast milk is the basis of infant nutrition. Breast milk is the most natural food that contains all the essential nutrients for the healthy development and growth of the baby, has high bioavailability, and is easy to digest. Thanks to the vitamins, enzymes, and minerals it contains, breast milk strengthens the baby's immune system, protects the baby from various diseases and infections. The incidence of otitis media, diabetes, obesity, allergic diseases, and anemia due to iron deficiency, which may occur in later years in infants and children fed with breast milk, decreases. It is stated by the World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health that breastfeeding only with breast milk for the first 6 months will be sufficient for the baby. It is also recommended to continue breastfeeding until the age of 2 with the transition to appropriate complementary foods. Complementary mixed nutrition. Breast milk provides all of the baby's needs in the first 6 months, 6 to 12 weeks. It meets 50% of the nutritional need per month and only 30% from the 12th month. It starts in the period when breast milk cannot meet the energy and nutritional needs of the baby alone, or in the 4th, 6th week of the baby. It is called complementary mixed nutrition as long as other foods and liquids are given together with breast milk from the month of birth. Continuing breastfeeding along with complementary feeding is important for child health. This type of nutrition is the transition period from breast milk to adult nutrition. During this period, 4 to 6 months, the baby is introduced to foods with different tastes, flavors, and structures. Complementary foods are divided into two groups as transition foods, which are specially prepared foods for infants, and family meals, which are foods consumed by family members at the table. Complementary nutrition, which is started at appropriate time and continued in accordance with the rules, ensures that the baby reaches maturity to consume the food at the family table around 1 year old. A spoon or bottle suitable for the baby should be used in feeding the baby. The food should be natural, fresh, reliable, and the baby's feeding should be started on time. During the period when complementary foods are given to the baby, the number of meals varies depending on the energy density of the foods and the amount consumed at each meal. After the age of 1, it is important to give 5 or 6 different foods according to the food consumption of the child. The number of daily meals that the infant who was breastfed by a healthy fed mother should receive from complementary foods is 6 to 8, 2 to 3 times between months, 9 to 24. It should be 3 to 4 times between months. If the energy density of the food taken each meal is low or the baby is not breastfed, the frequency of meals should be increased. More meal frequency than necessary leads to less breast milk intake. As a result of preparing and storing food in excess of the baby's needs, it causes an increase in the risk of disease transmission as well as a loss of strength and time. Artificial feeding. Artificial feeding is a type of feeding that is made using cow's milk or ready-made formulas in feeding in case where milk cannot be given to the baby for various reasons, lack of breast milk, diseases, etc. The most important point to note here is that the composition of cow's milk to be given to the baby should be adjusted according to breast milk, because babies given cow's milk are more likely to develop constipation. For this purpose, in the first month, milk is diluted approximately 1 to 1 and given. After the second month, it is diluted at a ratio of 2 to 1. It should be kept in mind that some microorganisms that can be found in cow's milk can cause diseases, for example, diarrhea in the baby if the milk is not pasteurized sufficiently. Points to consider in bottle feeding. Every baby's mouth and palate structure is different. The nipple and hole width to be chosen, the baby should be suitable. The teeth should be round, narrow, soft and long 2 cm, similar to the nipple. The temperature of the milk or formula to be put into the bottle must be checked. This can be by placing a few drops of food on the inside of the wrist of the person who will be feeding the baby. Before starting to feed, the baby should be on the lap in a slightly upright sitting position and should be held with the head facing up. The bottle should be kept parallel to the ground and the teeth part of it should remain filled with liquid. If the most comfortable and ideal feeding position is not provided for the baby may swallow air bubbles with the liquid during feeding, and this may cause gas problems. To create the urge to suck, the suckling reflex should be activated so that the baby can find to pacify himself by touching his cheeks and mouth parts. The baby should always be held close to the bottle. This grip makes it easier for the baby to suckle. In cases where the bottle is not held correctly, a large amount of liquid from the bottle can put the baby at risk of suffocation. Bottle. It should be given to the baby slowly and the food in it should be prevented from flowing into the baby's throat. Baby. If he stops and takes deep breaths while breastfeeding should be interrupted and time should be given to the baby to rest. Mother. While feeding the baby with a bottle, he should make eye contact with the baby and observe the sucking rhythm and reactions.